I promised you that I would tell you if things change with the track of Beryl, and it has changed, and it will affect portions of the United States and possibly Arkansas next week. Now, there's so much time between now and then. The track could always change. The timing of this changes, and so there's a lot that goes into this forecast, as you can expect, with it being Friday, and this is going to be next week. But there are a couple of things that stand out. One, the forward movement of this should be pretty fast when it does move through, which while we could still get significant rain, it would limit the amount of heavy tropical rainfall. The other thing, depending upon the time of day this comes through, you can never rule out an isolated brief tornado. Again, if you get a little instability, especially during the day. So that's something else to watch. You can't rule those things out. But it appears some of the moisture may get drawn up into Arkansas, and I have the newest information here. It's, by the way, it's gone over the Yucatan Peninsula, and that's where it is right now this Friday afternoon, coming up on 1 o'clock. So it's now a tropical storm. It's very difficult for a storm that was just a beast, to be honest with you. And when it disorganizes, for it to reorganize into something significantly big again once it moves over warm ocean water. But it will have some re-strengthening. I don't think it's going to get up towards, Cat 3, 4, 5 like it was. But it has sustained winds this Friday afternoon of 70 miles per hour, gust to 115, moving to the west-northwest at about 15 miles per hour, moving over the Yucatan Peninsula. You can see those clouds, the cloud shield moving into the Gulf of Mexico, and that's going to make its way towards the United States. So the timing of this, you see the track, it's going to take its time going over the Gulf, which means it's going to sit there for a while, could gain some strength and an intensity. So by Monday morning, anywhere along that white line that you see, anywhere along that white line, that's where the center of the storm could be. What you want to pay attention to in our situation, when it comes up into our region, is along and east of the track. That's very important. Remember that. Along and east of the track. So if it tracks further towards the south into Louisiana, minimal impacts. If it tracks further north into Oklahoma and northern Arkansas, more of an impact. So that's Monday morning at 7 o'clock, 85 mile per hour sustained winds. Tuesday morning, doesn't move all that much, but it should start to pick up some forward speed once it gets higher in latitude. So that's Tuesday morning, tropical storm in southeast Texas. Again, it could be anywhere along that line, the center of it. By Wednesday morning, that's when we have to start watching it really, by Wednesday and Thursday, anywhere along that white line and wherever that center to the east. We'll see how that plays out. But that's looks like it's going to recurve around a strong ridge of high pressure and come up potentially into Arkansas. And the reason why this cone gets wider in time is because of the uncertainty with the exact location. But it's always about the track. So if it tracks along the center portion of this, like that, it's along and east of the track. That has the greatest potential for impacts. If it tracks something like this, no, lesser impacts here, more of an impact to our neighbors south and east of us. And if it tracks this way, we still get remnants of it. So it all depends on that track. Let's look at the computer model. This is the overnight run of the European, and it shows it near Corpus Christi. This is Tuesday morning at midnight. Watch how this comes up. I-35 right there south of Dallas, Temple, Texas, Dallas. So that's Wednesday morning next week. Remember, this is just a computer model. And this shows it Wednesday night and Thursday morning with an area of heavy rain coming across, but it will have forward speed. So that's the European track. Potential rainfall from the European. I don't have the exact amounts on here. Just notice you see light and you see heavy. But again, if the track is further south, you don't get this. You will not get this if it's further to the south. But the way it has it now, there could be some significant rainfall amounts. I think the ground could absorb that, though. If it slows down, that would be a problem. So that was the European. And the GFS has the remnants too, but more south and east of us. So I want to give you that special information, let you know that we are monitoring it very closely for you. The Arkansas Storm Team, make sure you have the app. We'll be sending updates on that. We'll keep you updated on KARK 4 News at 4, 5, 6, and 10 all weekend long. It's been a while since we've had remnants of a tropical system into Arkansas. This happens. It's not unusual whatsoever. So it gives you a break in the heat. But if these things have forward speed to them, you can get some beneficial rainfall out of it without the flooding. If it slows down, then you have to deal with the flooding issue. So a lot of variables, but right now I think it's going to have some forward speed to it. If there's some instability that develops along and especially east of the track, if there's some instability that develops, then you got to watch out for brief and isolated tornadoes. If it comes through at night, usually that's kept to a minimum. You can't rule it out, but that's kept to a minimum. All depends on track. But it does appear, as I told you, I promised you, if things changed, I would let you know, and things have changed so that by the middle of next week, we may have impacts from this tropical system. We'll be there for you. We always appreciate your trust, and we will never take that for granted. Thank you so much for trusting us at KARK, and thank you so much for making us the #1 evening newscast in Arkansas. We will always be there for you.